Welcome back to Parking in Motion. I'm Anneliese. I'm the Chief Administrative Officer and Executive Producer of our podcast. And today I've got Brett Winslow, our President and CEO of Designa USA, here with me today. And we're going to talk about tariffs. So,
hello, everyone. So it's on everyone's minds, right? Everyone's thinking about tariffs and how that's affecting the parking industry, and had a lot of questions. Been at recently a couple trade shows, and how that's affecting Designa and how that's affecting really just the parking industry in a whole.
Yeah, especially if you have equipment like us that comes overseas.
Right.
So Brett, why don't you give us a quick overview? I know tariffs are a really confusing topic if you're not into economics.
Yep.
Give us an overview. What are tariffs?
Yeah, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum right now, so tariffs are just think about it as a tax coming in on imported goods, right? So, but tariffs are really right now, they're kind of used as a weapon or tool. So we have a massive trade imbalance or a deficit right now. We're been operating about $1 trillion a year loss.
Wow.
In our economy. And you think about where we need to do to be able to sustain that year after year. And sometimes we can do that through taxes. Mm-hmm. We can do that, tax our citizens. We can tax imported goods. So we're utilizing the tariffs to really just go back and renegotiate. So I think that's what's happening, right? We're looking at some of our biggest trading partners and how do we renegotiate the deals so the U.S. can get a better deal to kind of like narrow that gap. And $1 trillion is a pretty scary number. Yeah. And we have a lot of work to do as a country, but then you kind of think, how does that come back and affect the parking industry and how that affects Designa as a whole, right?
Yeah, so this is going to affect things like our hardware and our replacement parts and all of that stuff?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so look, Designa is 100% owned by a German company, right? So we're a international company. We're over 70 years old with 500 people just on the Designa side. We have 60 partners worldwide with 19 subsidiaries, right? And we're part of a larger conglomerate with over $1 billion a year in euros out of Vienna, Austria. So we're just a really great, amazing company that's really an international, really global company. So when you have this tariff scare, it really affects companies like ours really significantly. But in advance of that, one of the things that I did when I took over and just kind of knowing the parking industry is we just have an amazing relationship with our headquarters, both in Austria and in Germany. And it's really as a focus to make sure that I help educate them on the U.S. market, and they help educate me on what's happening in the rest of the world and what they're doing in Germany. So we've just had a really great relationship last year, and we kind of knew this was coming. So really those conversations and relationships that we were having, we kind of knew the tariffs were coming. So what we did is we really increased the volume of stock that we had. And then there were some rounds that, hey, the tariffs are coming. We increased some of our traditional stock orders. So what we did is, look, we maintained our level of stock. We increased that level of stock. And then we knew that there was, these 90-day tariffs coming out. We put another order of stock. So we now have what we believe is all the stock we need for the rest of this fiscal year to maintain that for our customers. And we did that to make sure that we're protecting the pricing for our customers for this fiscal year.
Yeah, so I mean, that's incredible that we have that much inventory, because I know one of the biggest thing that customers are a little put off by is the lead time in this industry, because a lot of the pieces of equipment is coming from overseas, it's coming from Europe. So, you might have a lead time of 6 to 8 weeks, but they need a project done now. So I think now we'll actually be able to accommodate that.
It was always like you tell them 6 to 8, and in other companies I've worked with, that turned to 8 to 12 to 16, and I knew that coming in. That was one of the things that Designa headquarters really helped me solve originally. And we moved into this great facility here in Houston. We have the space now to have the warehouse capability to make sure that we have the equipment on site. We stage and test all of our equipment before it goes out, which is something really unique. But we have the equipment here, and we have the equipment that we have in possession now in Houston for this fiscal year to make sure that we've really protected our customers from those price inflation from potential tariffs.
Yeah. So how do you think that these tariffs are going to affect the future of the industry. Do you think that we're going to move more towards the smart solutions, software-based, cloud-based, all of that kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's going to push that, right? So we'll talk about all of the products. So I think we're rapidly going in that direction anyways, but I think that's one of the most amazing things about the Designa products is we can take you modularly from a on-prem system, whether it's gated, mag stripe, all the way to barcode, to semi-gated, to ticketless, to free flow, right? And we have that ability. And we are seeing now where systems are kind of, they can have areas where they're gated, areas where they're going to be our digital solutions, and we have options to be able to handle that. Now, I don't know if that really changes what's going on with the tariffs. Now, circling back to the tariffs, I think the tariffs are really affecting a lot of other things. I think there's the consumer sentiment. You look at what's happening with consumer sentiment. It was back in February, it was like in the mid 60s. It dropped in March down to like 57, and then the consumer sentiment that was out of Michigan today, out of University of Michigan, came down to 52.2. It's the lowest it's been in almost 3 years, and I think one of the concerns we have with the uncertainty and what the markets have, and that's what the kind of tariffs are doing right now, is the markets and our clients don't like uncertainty, right? So the tariffs, and these are the conversations I've been having with our clients, and this is the thing I want to reassure our clients. We have solutions to help you improve your operations, and regardless of what it is, what you want to put in, is it a new hybrid system? Is it ticketless? Is it one of our Designa modules? We're going to tailor a system for you to improve your ROI and drive your operations. So improve your operational expenses and really that return on an investment. So I think that's the way you need to look at it, right? So if we're going to have inflation, we might have a period where we're talking about, we could have stagflation, which is the worst. We could have a period of recession. Is it going to be a soft landing? I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future, but all the stars are aligned right now that we could potentially go into a recession. So really the conversations I'm having with the clients is, allow us to help you design a system that's going to maximize the value of your operation. And that really goes back to looking at what options we have with our systems, your guest experience, and maximizing the revenue down to the stall level. So what can we do to tailor our product for you?
Yeah, and we have a lot of really exciting things coming out in the near future, like our small systems and a couple of other things, free flow, and some other things that are under wraps right now, but you'll be hearing about them soon.
Yeah, we're excited to share. We invite everyone to come to both IPMI and AAAE. Please reach out if you want to have conversations about how the tariffs are affecting you and your business and what you can do, and maybe the concerns you have with what's going to happen with potential recession or stagflation, what's going on. Let's have a conversation about what the right Designa solution will be to maximize your business and your investment.
Honestly, I think that covers everything. And thank you so much for watching this episode of Parking in Motion. I'm excited to see, I'm excited and nervous to see how these tariffs play out. Might be opportunities. It might catapult us into the future of parking at a rate that maybe we're not comfortable with, but you can't grow without being uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would say the last thing, parting point, everyone just needs to take a deep breath. Allow the process to play out, right? Don't look at your 401k right now every day, right? Don't be worried. Allow the process to play out. Let's go through this, but let's have conversations, work together. Please reach out. Thank you again for listening to another episode of Parking in Motion. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.